Hello, I'm Daniel and welcome to my channel. I like to paint geeky shit, such as this 3D printed Planet Hulk statue from 3D Wicked Art. You can find them on Patreon. I got this model as part of their welcome pack. It was so long ago, I'm not sure if it's still in there. I'll put a description to their Patreon in the description if you want to go visit. I started off with a Createx Autoborn Sealer, followed by a Zenithal Highlight, especially on the Devil Corker with the red. I really just wanted more shadow and more variance in the color. As much as you can't see it, you can. If you were not to put the Zenithal under there, it would not look the same. We'll say I had quite a bit of trouble in the printing and post-processing of this model, but that's to do with my skills and my choice of resin, not so much the model itself, although I did find certain spots to be a little bit difficult just from the way they were cut. I use the Sunlu standard resin. I really need a bit more flexibility that the ABS has for things like those tentacles. The amount of times they have broken and I've had to glue them back together, or I've had to alter this to get to that, has been quite ridiculous. That being said, I think it looks great. Let's take a look at how it got there. With the Hulk done and out of the way, it's time to start on the Devil Corker. Like with the Hulk, I spent a lot of time going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards through the different colors that I use. This is one of the main reasons why I find it very difficult to do a proper how-to with the way I paint, because I tend to layer on top of each other over and over and over again until I'm happy with it. I can spend hours quite literally just going back and forward through the colors. The teeth on the Devil Corker were a fine example of this. I spent, I think, around 4 hours going backwards and forward through the 3 different colors that are on there just to get to a point where I was happy with it. And I haven't really tried to simplify too much because I like the way they look. It gives that more complexity, more depth into the paint. Unfortunately, it doesn't really stand out like dog's balls, but I'm pretty sure as I get better at my techniques, I will be able to keep more of the work that I do underneath. Definitely a lot of what I could do could be simplified down to like the base, shadows, and highlights. But you know what? I like the complexity, I like the details. Even if they do take me a little bit longer to paint, I don't care. I like the way they look. It's not about simplifying. Anyway, I'm just dribbling shit, so let's get on to painting this Devil Corker. So normally I would use a 2-part epoxy to glue these together because I have no faith in it. I have 2 cats. If anyone owns cats, they know how much of a fucking asshole they are. I really need to find a better storage space for them until I can get myself a proper display cabinet, because all of this work, my turtles have been broken, my predator has been broken. This time I just went and I used some Icky Sticky Medium CA super glue. This stuff's pretty strong. It's not gonna fall apart in a hurry. It's just a lot cheaper and a lot easier to use. And because it was so fiddly, having it dry pretty well instantly was actually a massive advantage. There was actually a point when I wasn't going to finish building it because of how fragile and easy it was to break. It was frustrating me because I'm quite clumsy, but I said I was going to do it. And I wanted to see how it would look in the end anyway. So painting it is basically just for this video. If it lasts any longer than that, that's just a bonus. No problem with that. Before we go to the final shots, I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in and staying with me. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Also, you can find me on Instagram. That's where I put a lot of my work in progress, even the things that I don't put on YouTube. Sometimes I just need a break from filming as it exhausts the crap out of me. So if you want to see more, jump over there, take a look as well. Leave a link in the description and we'll go have a look at the final shots. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I have primed this with the Createx Waterborne Sealer. And I also chose to